You have an eyelash. I hope you were recording that.
Get it out the giggles. Get out the giggles.
Okay.
Get out the giggles.
So nervous. Today, we are going to be going over some of our absolute favorite plants in the garden, which is, of course, lavender. Lavender. So we are going to be doing some lavender crafts and cooking with some lavender in the kitchen and drinking some lavender. But we're gonna go start by harvesting some lavender. So come with us.
So today we're going to talk a little bit before we start our crafts about how to properly harvest lavender.
Yeah, let's do it.
Leslie, you have such beautiful varieties growing here.
Thank you.
Can you tell us which varieties you have here specifically?
Absolutely. So here we have a few different phenomenal lavenders. So these were just planted this season. As you can see, they're already big and glorious and in bloom. So usually you want to be harvesting lavender early in the morning.
Okay, why is that?
So it holds the most fragrance.
Ah,
Yeah, so unfortunately, we got a little behind today, so we're harvesting it in the early afternoon, but that's okay. We'll still have a lot of wonderful flavor and it'll be perfect for our craft. So you typically want to wait till lavender is just starting to bloom. So over here, we have these. These are slightly past, but they're gonna be nice for our craft. But when you're getting it for the aromatic and the flavor purposes, you actually wanna be cutting them when they're like this. So see how that's like just starting to open right here?
these are all little buds.
But those are all buds that haven't opened. So if
Okay.
you're making a sachet, or if you're gonna be baking or making a drink like we'll be in a little bit, this is what you wanna harvest. So we're gonna harvest 2 separate baskets worth, and some of it is going to be dedicated to our craft. So that's gonna be a little bit more open because we want a pop of color.
So you're saying if we really want to use it for the oil specifically, you want to make sure you're harvesting it really early in the morning. And you want to make sure that you're harvesting it at the proper stage so that all of the oils have not already dissipated from the plant.
Exactly. So a lot of times in big lavender farms, you'll see them just take like a ton of it in their hand and take a scythe and chop it at the base. So we're not going to do it that way because we don't have tons and tons of lavender fields yet. But what we're going to do is we're going to go down to the base and we're just going to give it a haircut, as I call it. And we're just going to go snip all around the ends of the blooms like this. We're going to leave a long stem. That way we can utilize it different ways in our craft and have this much to cut. So we have different lengths.
Yes, do that.
Okay, Leslie, so before you were telling us about the mother plant of the other plants that you had over here.
Yes.
And this is her.
This is her. She is a giant plant. She starts here and she goes all the way over there. So this is a lot of where we take our cuttings from. Now, for a plant to become a mother plant, you typically let them hang out for about 3 years after you plant them. So it's just like the same as divining things like hostas or daylilies. You want to let the plant get really established before you start taking cuttings. So what we typically do is after this guy flushes out, we go through in the fall when he still has some softwood, fresh growth parts, like you can see some shooting out right here. We'll actually go in and cut that, strip the bottom. We stick it in a teeny bit of rooting hormone, and then you can root it directly in soil, or we like to use these little wool squares that we just stick it in. And it's really fabulous. Then we have a lot of plants. We typically do about 20 to 30 cuttings because we're just a garden. We're not doing it for a ton of production, but we really like to use what we already have going because we don't want to be spending endless money where we don't have to be.
Right.
Use what you already have growing in your garden, divide it, take cuttings, take seeds, do everything you can to have the most out of your garden when you already have the natural materials going for you.
And
so
then
now,
when you say you're doing this in the fall, how long is it taking to root? And then when are you planting that once it's taken root?
So usually what we do is we'll take them in fall, we'll grow them over winter, and then we'll plant them the following spring. Sometimes we do let them go an extra season. So usually a cutting will just be like 1, maybe 3 little stems off of it, and then as it grows, it'll be a little more. Typically, you have a much better chance of survival when you let it grow the extra year in a pot.
Okay, awesome. All right, Leslie, we harvested so much lavender.
We did. We have 2 baskets full.
And you know what is extremely important is to just take this and honestly stuff your whole face in it because, oh my gosh.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
It's absolutely amazing.
Okay, so we are going to be making a wreath.
Yeah.
Or I think how we're going to do it is design it so that we can hang it, kind of like a chandelier.
Yeah.
So the way that we're going to do that is by taking little bundles of the lavender and wiring them onto the wreath.
Yeah.
We have a basic wreath form made out of grapevine. I think you can buy these a lot of places, but if you have grapevine growing in your yard, you could also make one.
Yes, and this one we made just by taking some grapevine in the fall and we wove it around itself. A few different ways. You can see we've like stuck it within itself. Then we take all these little tendrils, then we just wrap it in. So this was from our secret stash.
The grapevine makes it really easy to kind of use these little coils to tie onto itself. So shall we begin?
Yeah, let's do it. The other thing that's amazing about what we're about to do is because we're not doing a standard wreath, which would be this way, we're going to go this way, is you can hang it in your shower. So if you wanted to get that wonderful aroma, this is a great way to do that.
Absolutely. Okay, so, oh my gosh, look at all this beautiful lavender. The way that we're going to do this, I think there are a few different ways that you could do with this, but this I think is the easiest way, is we're going to take a bundle, I don't know, maybe like 10 to 12 stems. What we're going to do is we're going to take these bundles and we're going to kind of lay them onto the wreath form here. I kind of like to stagger them a little bit. And when I'm looking at it, making sure there are no kind of empty holes and kind of adjusting the heights a little bit. And you kind of get a nice spray so it's not all stiff.
Oh, lovely.
Together. And I kind of like to make sure you have kind of multiples going in different directions just to like, gives it a little bit more of a natural spray effect. And then what we're going to do is we're going to lay it on to the wreath form. I'm going to get a good length of wire here.
Now, do you want to cut your stems as you do this? Do you want to cut your stems first? What do you think we should do?
I tend to think it's a little bit easier to have more to hold while you're beginning to wire, and then I like to trim it as I go. So I'm going to start by, I think, doing a little bit of a loop here with the wire by kind of wrapping it around part of the grapevine, giving it a twist, just so that it's really strongly anchored to the wreath. And then I'm going to take it like this and just, honestly, wrap all the way around. This is why it's really nice to use the green wire, because if something like twine might be a little bit less seamless. And then you can go ahead and add your next bundle. I'm going to give it a quick trim first.
Now, I see your bundle's kind of facing this way. Did you want me to turn my bundle to face the opposite way? Or do you want to keep going on the same line?
I think I like opposite way.
Okay, let's do that.
Because we want to be able to see it. I think with a wreath you would see it a little bit more from the front, but since we're doing it in a little bit more of a chandelier style, that it would be nice to be able to see it nicely from the sides as well.
So we have a bet going right now to see if we make it with all the lavender we picked or if we need to go pick more from the garden. So Miriam thinks we're gonna have the perfect amount.
We are.
And if we don't, then I will win. And we haven't decided what we win. What
yeah, I was
should
gonna say, what are we wagering here?
Oh, that's a good idea. Let's think about that for a hot second.
We're going to finish this wreath off
We might
with
just
our
be a
final bundle of the day.
I don't know. Guess we're gonna find out.
I think if we literally even shake this out, we would find extra pieces coming out.
Nope.
Yes, look at that. Look at all these pieces over here.
No, they didn't just come out. You attached it really well.
Thank you very much.
Oh, look, looky. We might be one short. She does have an extra secret stash over here. I'm not gonna lie.
Uh-huh.
I might eat crow on this one.
I found the juiciest pieces to save for last because sometimes you need the really hefty pieces to finish it off because it can get a bit thinned out at the end.
No, that makes sense.
So you want these really fluffy, juicy stems, and I'm going to take this and stick it right under to meet the two together. And then as you're doing the last wind around, you just want to make sure you're going under so that you're not smushing any of the last pieces there.
Gorgy.
Mm-hmm.
Look, Leslie.
It's so pretty.
It is gorgeous, and I lost the bet. So I'm gonna go pick you your own bouquet of lavender and make you a little hair.
Thank you very much.
Of course, of course.
Thank you so much.
I keep to my word. Off I go.
Well earned, I would say.
Now that we've been in the very hot sun, harvesting our lavender and crafting with our lavender, we are now going to make a little drink to cool us down.
Yeah.
Out of the very same lavender that we were just harvesting. So you're gonna want to start off with a pitcher of water, a quarter of a cup or 50 grams of sugar. We have our fresh lavender. We also have like a little bit of dried lavender that we harvested last year, and then we have mixed it with a little bit of the butterfly pea powder to give it that true lavender color. And then we have a little bit of lemon, which we're going to use as well. So first off, we're going to start by putting the sugar into the pitcher. Mix, mix, mix. So then we're going to be mixing in some of the wonderful lavender that we harvested. Not only does this lavender have amazing fragrance,
Wonderful.
but it also is covered in natural yeasts and microbes that will help make us have a little sparkle to our drink.
Yeah.
So we're gonna stick this right in there, muddle it up, get all that good yeast going.
Ooh.
Right, and now we want to have a little bit of that true lavender color, which obviously this does not have. So why don't you mix that in there, and I will cut us up a little lemon. Ah, you can already see it start to work.
Look at that.
Gorgeous.
It's like magic.
It is magic. Now we're gonna make it a little more magical by putting some lemon juice in it.
Oh, that smells so great.
Which will make it slightly more pink, but it'll be gorgeous. And it'll add to the flavor as well. Oh, look at that.
So I think it's citrus mixes with the butterfly pea.
Yep.
It reacts to make it pink, isn't that right?
So now that we're done squeezing the lemon, we're just gonna sit it in there, and then I'm gonna bring out the sieve.
Okay. I'm mushing it in there a little bit more.
Mushing it in there. All right, now we're going to let this sit cover it, and then let it sit for 3 days until it starts making some bubbles, and then we're going to strain it into our bottle, let it sit for a few more days, and we'll see what we get.
Nice.
Yeah. So we just took this out of storage. This has been sitting in the basement for a few days, and as you can see from the top, it's gotten a little fizzy.
Ooh,
So
it has.
we're gonna open this, and
We're gonna open it over there.
Open it towards there,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna pour ourselves a drink and see how it is.
Okay. Oh,
Oh, it wasn't bad.
not so bad. All right. So you prep this glass with ice.
Yep, prepped it with ice because it's been a hot one.
Ooh, it's perfectly fizzy.
It's very fizzy. And it's a little more pink because we added a little extra lemon to it just to make it a little more refreshing for us on this hot day. And then you're just going to throw in a little bit of lavender as a garnish. I'm just going to cut off a little bit of the stem. Boop.
Pretty.
There you go.
The lavender really came through.
Did it?
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
It's delicious. Okay, so we are getting ready to enjoy a, I think, very well-deserved beverage under our beautiful lavender chandelier.
Yeah.
There are a few things that I think we need to do still, just to give it a final touch. We've gone ahead and we've strung it up with these beautiful copper string lights. And as you can see, it's literally just a wreath that's been turned to the side, and it's beautiful. So I always think that the number one rule when you're designing things, especially with nature, is that you never want anything to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the copper lights are doing a really great job at softening it. We went ahead and forged some of these branches. We have some grapevine, which is what this wreath is made from in the first place. But we also have some beautiful kiwi vine. That's really beautiful and twisty. It just helps us get a little bit more, I think, whimsy and gesture in the piece. So we're just gonna grab some pieces just like this, and we're just gonna kind of tuck them. And grapevine is a really great tool because it really makes it easy to do this. Maybe I'm taking this one and I'm tucking the other end. Be careful I don't get tangled. So, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that you lost a bet earlier today.
I did. I did lose that bet.
If I'm not mistaken, I think you might have something for me.
You didn't think I made it.
I didn't. I really didn't.
I made it. Congratulations, my lavender queen, on winning the bet.
Thank you.
Here is your beautiful hairpiece.
I feel like lavender royalty.
You should. Here's your. Now you can braid that into the side of your hair.
Lovely.
Just whipped that out.
I know you did. Wow. I didn't even see you do it.
I'm sneaky like that.
Well, cheers to a beautiful day.
Absolutely.
Of all things lavender.
Yeah.
Thank you for showing me your beautiful lavender garden.
No problem. Come over anytime.
Oh, I will.
Yeah. Come make crafts with me and drink with me any day.
Oh my gosh. I thought you'd never ask.